Alright, we're getting closer to Halloween. I gotta start playing some more spooky games here. For the unlucky 13th episode, we've got Bigfoot for the NES. This is gonna be one of those, wow, this is one of the worst games I've ever played reviews. I've done such a good job of avoiding these. Not sure what's more of a monstrosity, this game or the real Bigfoot monster. I'd say the game is much more horrifying. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is one of the worst games I've ever played. And I only have a small collection of NES games, and this is definitely on the lower end of what I have. The only thing I commend it for is having simultaneous two-player gameplay, so that's still a rare quality to have, but it really just doubles the lives that are ruined by this game. So there's two types of racing in this game, and the first is the overhead driving stages. The goal is to finish the course in first and collect as much money as you can to prepare for the other sections of the game. Immediately there's two audio mistakes that just make this part awful. First, there's no music, and secondly, the sound effects just cluster together and make 8-bit vomiting noises. It's absolutely atrocious. And the controls are just as bad. One button for nitro, one button for the power-ups, and the directional pad to speed up, slow down, and steer. It's seriously a nightmare. I have so much trouble controlling my truck, like I just can't get it to go where I want. I only figured out like halfway through the game that to get your truck to go further up the screen, you need to rock the D-pad back and forth and wiggle your way up. So if you need to power up to the left or the right, you really got to figure out how to get yourself over there. You can't just steer over like a normal human being. If you accidentally drive over these forested patches, you can damage your truck or even blow it up, because reasons. Which is an easy way to end your game, or even end the opponent's game, but we'll talk about that later. Not to mention, all the power-ups are just awful. The springs only make you jump, the saw makes these fucking godforsaken sounds, and the only decent one's the cash one, and that just gives you cash. And really, what's the point of the nitros if both the trucks have to stay on the screen? You can't really just leave them in the dust, you have to wait until the end of the section and then just floor it. And that's just the overhead section. I didn't even get into the side-scrolling part. So if you thought the controls were already fucked up, get this. You accelerate by rocking the D-pad, again. The B button is for speed, as if that's easy enough to figure out. And then A is to shift up and down. First off, rocking the D-pad back and forth is just painful. It hurts my hands and always feels like I'm getting a damn blister. I have to use my index fingers and I can do it faster, but then my hands cramp up. Why couldn't they figure out some other way to do this? Secondly, the speed button just makes no sense. Like, there isn't some Houdini magic trick going on to make the truck go faster. What's it even do? And it heats up your engine more, so you have to monitor it before you blow your engine. Is it NOS? Like, I need to know more here. And lastly, there's the shifting. The shift button does both up and down depending on your RPMs, which is so frustrating and I hate it. Like, literally all three mechanics in this section make me want to gouge my eyes out. Even more problems. You need to buy upgrades to compete with the other driver, which is fine when you're rolling in the dough, but if your competitor's rolling in stacks, then you're kinda just shit out of luck. If you run out of money, then it's game over, which is fair. But when I strategically run the crusher out of money, then the charger comes in out of nowhere making it rain, and I barely have enough to be a competitive truck. It's just one of the most unfair things to happen in a game ever. I even ran the charger out of money, and then the crusher came back in with more money. And what's the point, really? Just to go from LA to New York for a championship? This would have made a decent minigame in a larger game if the controls weren't so fucked up, but it's its own game, and the controls are indeed fucked up. So it's bad. This is without a doubt the easiest placement on the list. It's last. It's the absolute worst. Grand Theft Auto was bad, but it was a Game Boy game and it actually had missions, so at least it tried. I don't even know what this was supposed to be going for. A niche monster truck game? Like, I have no fucking clue. Anyway, good thing we got through that one. Maybe I can get back to playing something decent. Look ahead for episode 14 coming soon. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.